Hey guys, DPG here, and today I've got a video that's really going to cure a lot of the problems for people who live in a non-gigantic acting market like Los Angeles, New York, London, maybe Dublin, Berlin, Moscow, wherever they make a lot of movies. Warsaw, Poland, big movie market, maybe Mexico City as well. And Paris, France, of course. So what I suggest you do before we get to the video is please like the video if you like it. Share this with your fellow actors because there's no competition among actors. And please subscribe to my channel if you do want to become a professional actor, because there's nobody else who gives the kind of advice that I do, which is both actionable and proved to be successful. It's not just recycled stuff I heard from somebody else, okay? I've tested it all, and so have my private and mastermind clients. Okay, so let's get to what it is you can do. So the first thing you have to ask yourself is, what business do you want to be in? Okay, you want to be an actor, but what does that mean? Are you in the acting business? Are you in the acting industry? Or are you in the entertainment business, the entertainment industry? Because there's a huge distinction between the two, and I'm going to explain what the distinction is. The acting business or the acting industry is really a business or an industry that makes money off of actors, giving them advice, selling them tools and products, but not necessarily helping them advance their careers, because they figure, I'll give you some tools, and if you use them correctly, that will help you with your career. And to some very small extent, they are actually right. Some of the things that they promote can help you at the margin, okay? It has nothing to do with the majority of where your acting success is going to come from, but it will help you at the very far end, as they say, in Six Sigma territory, outside of Six Sigma, which in statistics terms means basically 2.5% help and hurt. Okay, so what am I talking about? I'm talking about people that sell you headshots, people that sell you demo reels, people that sell you acting classes. You do need acting classes, but again, it's not going to make much of a difference in the long run if that's all you have. People that sell you websites, casting director workshops, agent workshops, having an agent, all of that stuff is going to do very, very little for your career. I know you must be thinking, what am I, nuts? I've heard a million people say I need all those things, and those are the very first things I should get. I know, but you can listen to them or you can listen to me. You could try out what I'm suggesting and then tell me for yourself whether it works or not. Now, that's the acting industry or the acting business. It's the business of selling stuff to actors. Now, what's the entertainment business or the entertainment industry? Well, the entertainment industry is the industry or business of creating and publishing and broadcasting entertainment, okay, in all its forms. That can mean television, film, theater, whatever, singing, dancing, plays, bands, anything where somebody might sit and watch is basically entertainment. Even art is considered entertainment. Going to a gallery, going to a museum, you are entertaining yourself. And that is a valuable business where people go to forget about their cares, forget about their problems, and be swooshed off their feet into another world, a fantasy world where they can really try to relate to what the people or the artists are going through and enjoy it and just disappear. And that's the business you want to be part of, okay? And so if you live in a small town, I can guarantee you there is an entertainment industry. And I'll just share a client story to help illustrate this. I have a client who basically was in New York City for several years. Not much happened. She worked as a server amongst other jobs, and she never really found the kind of success that she thought she deserved and thought she might find going to a major acting center. And that's often the case. People go thinking, if I'm there, I'll have a better chance, but they don't know what to do when they get there, and they're amongst so many other actors, it's almost impossible to stand out. So what did she do? She left home and she went back to her small town, and it happens to be in Michigan, but it could be anywhere, okay? She lives in a small town. she's just chilling out, and she reaches out to me and she says, I need help. And I said, okay, so let's get started. Let's talk about what you want to achieve, where you are now, what we can do with it. So I suggested she start looking into what her skills were and how she could help other people in the business. First, try to help them for free, because she didn't have any particular skills, but she could easily give her time, and she did have some knowledge. So she got herself an internship at a video production company, and she learned a few tricks of video editing and the whole process of actually making a movie or making a commercial that she wasn't as aware of as she might have thought. And most actors, you would think, know how to make a movie, but they don't. They're used in a very, very small window. And the rest of the time, they don't know what's going on because they're stuck in their trailer or their dressing room. So she did that, and I said, okay, let's take those skills and go somewhere else and say, hey, this is what I can do. Do you have any use for me? Or here's what I think I can do for you. And I'm going to skip through, all of the processes, but the next thing she did is she went to a radio station, and they actually had a job posted. It was for a Saturday morning, news and weather person, as well as learning the controls, how to control the, put on a commercial when, between the DJ spots, etc. So she's learning how to work at a radio station, but she's also getting to do some announcing, which is very similar to acting, right? You might be reading a script, but that's just like voiceover acting. So she did that, and she's doing that for about a month. And I said, okay, what else? What else can we do? And I said, who else could use your skills? Because unfortunately, we limit ourselves based on what we think someone needs, rather than putting together what we have and translating what we have into the language of the people we might want to work with or help out. So I said, listen, you've done all these things. You've been a server. There's lots of things that being a server requires that are translatable, transferable to many, many different situations. So I said, what else I know your small town has is probably some TV stations. And so why don't you visit these TV stations, introduce yourself, say you work at the local radio station. It's a complete natural for you to get to know your colleagues in TV, and see what's going on, see if you can offer your services there. So she didn't quite do that, but that's okay. She did the next best thing. She looked online because she was a little scared to approach people, which is common. There's a cure for that, but I don't have time for it today. If you want to hire me, I can teach you how to not be afraid to contact people at virtually any level. But she decided, okay, I will look for jobs. She found a few jobs at various TV stations, and she applied for them. And lo and behold, one of them gave her an interview. And the next thing I know, they said, yeah, we want to hire you. It's on a trial basis for a few weeks or whatever. And they kind of have the people, it's sort of like a program that they have a budget for. They test people out. If they fit in, they'll keep them. If they don't, they say, hey, thanks a lot. It was an internship. Good luck on your way. You've got some transferable skills. So she did that gig. And the next thing she tells me is they're going to offer me a full-time position. And I said, cool. So now she's working full-time at a TV station. She's learning every aspect of the business. And guess what business she's working in? It's the entertainment business. That is the business of putting stuff on TV where people are sitting there forgetting about their cares, learning about what's going on in the world, in their town, and the world beyond their town, to sort of feel a sense of community, what people are going through. That's entertainment. So she now works for an entertainment company that not only is helping her meet all of the people in that business in her town, but it's owned by a big broadcasting company and is actually affiliated with other broadcasting companies. So she can now easily reach out to any of these big broadcasting companies like the CW, like Fox, like ABC, and guess where they have employees and they have other stations and they put on shows? New York City, which is where she would like to eventually return. And how do you think that's going to go when she goes back, right? She's now got contacts. She now knows how the whole TV business works, more or less. She's learning more and more every day. She operates the teleprompters. She just got to do her very first field assignment, going out to interview various restaurateurs in town, asking them about their businesses and helping them promote their business. And of course, DPG comes along and says, well, I've got a few ideas for you. Why don't you keep your eyes on the calendar of events in town and see who's coming to town, which plays, which musicals, which bands are touring, and reach out to those people and tell them you would love to promote their play, their tour, their convention, whatever it is, and you'll put them on the air. And do that ahead. Don't even ask for permission. Just start to contact these people, because if you have people coming from these shows and you are able to present them to your bosses and say, hey, they want to be on air, and this will be great for the channel because people will tune in and they'll get a feel for these people before they go see them. It'll probably sell more tickets, and so on and so on and so on. So I said, listen, this is sort of step number 2 in your journey, is when you've got an opportunity like that, it's making the most out of that opportunity. And the way to do that is to simply use your imagination, try things out, run them up the flagpole with management, see what they think. The worst thing they can say is, no, I don't think we're going to do that. And the worst thing that's going to happen is, even if they said, wow, you're really uppity and you're trying to do too much and you just let us tell you what to do, and even if they fired you, you now have an entire different way of behaving, and you understand that you have to take the leadership role in your life, and you can't just wait for other people to tell you what to do. Okay, so I have just dropped some gold onto you right now, and hopefully you can see that wherever you live, there is some form of entertainment that you can get involved in and then leverage to do whatever you want. Okay, so whether you want to go to LA or New York or London or Dublin or Berlin, Germany, get the skills so they're transferable, because then you can get visas for almost anywhere if you can prove that you're an expert in what you do. Okay, guys, that's it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if your imagination can come up with any scenarios that you could take advantage of right now. And let me know if there's your imaginations can give me some ideas for new topics that I can talk about, because I can guarantee if you have a question, I have an answer. I will talk to you soon.